Hello and welcome back to a late night edition to the Wednesday Daily Stone Market Update. I am of course the General Stone. My words are coming out jumbled because I am that tired, and I do work for the phenomenal GOptions.com. Don't worry about how I do that with the timing, you just follow the news. Looking on the board behind me, some simple news to take you, my friend, that's right, you, to the end of this day's market session. Let's have a look. Stimulus affluenza. I'd love to give you the direct definition of affluenza, but I'd probably get it wrong. Do yourself a favour, go to investopedia.com, look up affluenza. I guarantee, if you're from the US or Canada, you are feeling that word right now. Dollar hitting a 9-month low across the board. Obviously, this is based on the Fed week results we've had on the term of new jobs being created. Less new jobs being created, less employers taking new employees. Down, down, down goes the dollar. Euro dollar, on the other hand, is at a 2-year high. Euro, really nothing too special going on there, but obviously a very weak dollar is giving us the opportunity to follow this pair up, the price levels to some historical price, and the dollar Japanese yen is still falling. Moving forward to China defending its tightening of its monetary policy. China does love to stick the boot in. As I said on another video, whenever US is having a terrible time, China gets really busy, really noisy. But very simply, China's been putting a huge amount of investment into Europe as of late, more importantly into the European banking zone. So the Euro banks today had a very stuttery start as some very strange news came out of China in terms of them tightening up their monetary policy, which of course is as tight can get. I'm not sure how much more they can tighten it, but I think if they try, the head might just pop off at the end. Japan-wise, we're looking at the yen. The yen's been gaining some further strength. Again, the yen has been useless for the last 18 months. However, the US dollar runs the market. When the dollar's low, everything else tends to flourish. So the yen is gaining quite dramatically. Looking at the Nikkei, unfortunately, is completely the other end of that spectrum. The investors behind the Nikkei are speculating that the Fed Reserve in the US is going to continue its quantitative easing without anything being changed. So it's going to continue this sort of heroin addiction to printing money, printing money, printing money. It's not solving anything. Benaki, sort your mind out. It's not solving anything. And that's why we see the Nikkei falling down the levels in price. Behind me here, you've got all the reasons in the world to come and deposit some decent money at G-Options, and that being 90%, 95% payout, account insurance against losses, risk-free trading, pro-coaching, pro-training, and more stuff than I can fit into one single breath, so I'll stop it there. Moving over here, we've actually had some good news for G-Options. AutoBinarySignals.com, one of the biggest things in binary options these days, has recommended yours truly, and G-Options is the world's #1 binary platform to deal with. Not too shabby. Looking at the hot picks, euro, dollar, very simple, 30 seconds, 10 minutes, and the ladder options for calls, and gold, one of my favourite assets to play around with, hourly and end of day for puts. I hope what I've given you today has been helpful, at the very least entertaining. My name's been the General. Best of luck.